There is a new standard in our country for determining if somebody is something. Well, there are many standards, but one of the latest standards is United States Attorney Patrick Fitzgerald. The real question here, determining whether or not Barack Obama is a Christian, is to ask this: does United States Attorney Patrick Fitzgerald have enough evidence to indict Obama for being a Christian? Fitzgerald's definition of evidence seems to be evolving, and so that would be one way that we might direct the media. Just ask Pat Fitzgerald, if you were going to indict Obama for being a Christian, do you have enough evidence to do so? Now let's go back to Bill Burton's statement. And by the way, it's a gaggle. There is no audio of this, but he was asked a question yesterday by the media, and he said, Bill Burton, a White House spokesman, and so the president is obviously a Christian. He prays every day. He communicates with his religious advisor every single day. There's a group of pastors that he takes counsel from on a regular basis, and his faith is very important to him, but it's not something that is a topic of conversation every single day. Okay, let's break this down, because this answer, while intending to be thorough and end of story, is evasive. Very clever and very artful, but Burton's answer is evasive. The fact that Obama prays every day does not make him a Christian. Jews, Muslims, every other religious practitioner prays every day, some of them multiple times a day. Some of them have calls to prayer which are so beautiful that Obama thinks that they're the prettiest sounds in the world. Then Burton said Obama communicates with his religious advisor every day. Well, so do religious people of all faiths. What's a religious advisor? Dawn, you have a religious advisor? Yeah, you do. Okay, yeah, you got a pastor. We all have a pastor, a priest, a rabbi. We've all got religious advisors. So Obama communicates with his religious advisor every day. So what? Big deal. He's making his Christianity sound like it's a policy thing. He has to have a meeting every day with his Christian policy advisors. And if it is that, if he is having policy meetings with his Christian advisors every day, he needs to replace them because they're giving him bad advice. Because this is the weakest answer to try to dispel a ridiculous problem. You know, what's fascinating about this is not what Burton says. It's not all these polls. It's the fact that we're asking the question.
What's going on out there, YouTube? This is One Black Man. I got a question for you. Who is Rush Limbaugh to question President Obama's religious affiliation or whatever he is? You know, that's usually private. And, you know, of course, he's trying to paint this narrative along with these other Tea Party conspiracy theorists out there saying that President Obama is a secret Muslim, that he's practicing, you know, Islam secretly or whatever it is that he's saying. It makes absolutely no sense to a thinking person. Anybody with half a brain will figure out that this guy is just, you know, the conservatives' #1 propaganda master. But let me ask you this question. What proof do we have that Rush Limbaugh is a Christian? Now, anybody who has studied the teachings of Christ, you know that it says in the Bible that by their fruits you will know them. And what do we know about this man except for he is the #1 purveyor of hate in America against minorities, anybody that's non-white or non-Christian. Now, I ask you, what would Jesus do? So who is Rush Limbaugh to ask America what evidence do we have that President Obama is a Christian simply because he hasn't chosen a church to attend in Washington, D.C.? You know, he cites this stuff talking about, you know, people on his staff possibly telling him, oh, just pick a church, get a Bible, you know, just so America could see you going to church so that they'll know that you're not a Muslim. Okay, a real Christian wouldn't bow down to any pressure like that. A real student of the teachings of Christ would not bow down to any pressure like that. You know, because you're not supposed to practice religion to be seen by men. You're not supposed to practice your spirituality just so men can praise you. And, you know, there's many teachings in the Bible about that. But then also there is the issue, if he was a Muslim, so what? See, that just goes to show you who Rush Limbaugh is and those people who follow him or his what would we call political philosophy. This man is a hater. That's all this man knows is hate, and that's all he lives for is to get others to hate right along with him. Now also, I like, you know, with all of these attacks from these right-wing pundits on Muslims, now I want you to ask yourself a question. If the Muslims in America were not peaceful, if you had Muslims in America who were a part of some Al-Qaeda cell, terrorist cell, why is people like Rush Limbaugh still on the air? Huh? How come he still has a head? How come they have not blown him up? You know, why haven't they run into the offices of the EIB to blow it up? See, I don't really fall. I think what we call Al-Qaeda is either Al-Qaeda or either the Mossad, the Israeli Mossad, working with whoever. Because all of this terrorism benefits who? All of this hype of terrorists, who does the war on terrorism benefit but Israel? Okay, and so again, I ask, who is Rush Limbaugh? How do we know Rush Limbaugh is a Christian? He want to question what somebody's spirituality is, what their religion is. What is his religion? Other than money and hate and food and Oxycontin. You know, so I tell you, America, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. If I was a violent man, you know what, and I had a hit list, because we heard many of these pundits talk about, or, yeah, some of them even straight up talked about assassinating, we need to take President Obama out. You know, if they don't outright say it, then they use code words or whatever. But we know what they're saying, and their fanatical following knows what they are insinuating. And they're trying to get one of these crazies to kill President Obama, just like how they have gotten them to attack these Muslims. Speaking of the Muslim cabbie who had his throat slit from behind by a coward, one of these racist, white supremacist cowards. And so again, who is Rush Limbaugh to question any man's religion? How do we know that you even have a religion? You don't seem to be a person of faith to me. Well, that's my rant for the night. You have been listening to One Black Man. Keep it real. And don't forget, blow up Rush Limbaugh.